Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Boy, this is ominous. Russia's Medvedev warns of nuclear fallout if Russia defeated by NATO arms in Ukraine. He is a huge Putin ally, former president of Russia. Pentagon expected to announce another $3 billion defensive aid package for Ukraine on Friday. Now, I'm gonna beg the question here. What is this really all about? You're going to see later in the article that Germany basically babies out, and they're just the worst. And they're the most powerful and richest country in NATO besides the United States. Where's NATO? Why isn't NATO pumping in all this money? My particular opinion is this whole thing, at least the majority of it, is put up just to drain America of its resources and crash its economy, the number one economy in the world. They're coming after us, not with nukes, not with soldiers, but to destroy our economy. That's the quickest way to defeat an enemy without a ground war. But let's read on. Ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, Deputy Chairman of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, on Thursday warned NATO allies that a defeat for Russia in Ukraine could provoke a nuclear war. The loss of a nuclear power in a conventional war can provoke the beginning of a nuclear war. Yeah. Telegram posts as Western officials convened for another meeting with the Ukraine Defense Contract Group. Nuclear powers have never lost major conflicts in which their fate depends. Now, you can say we lost the conflict in Vietnam. You can say we lost the conflict in Afghanistan and other areas. Russia also got their behinds handed to them in Afghanistan. But it didn't put their country in jeopardy when they lost. This is much, much different. Ukraine borders Russia. He served as president of Russia from 2008-2012. Medvedev has repeatedly threatened the use of nuclear weapons. His comments on Russia's theoretical defeat in Ukraine may show that the Kremlin is increasingly worried about its ability to win Putin's war as Western support for Kiev continues to roll in. Now, I want to point out something. I don't think Putin is losing like you think he is. He hasn't bombed and destroyed major centers, power centers, we'll say nuclear power, electrical power, power plants, a lot of the things that run the country. Kiev, he could have probably leveled that to the ground. The infrastructure, he really hasn't destroyed that much. So that should speak volumes. He's got the 4 provinces in the southeast Ukraine. They've been annexed. Now he's got another warm water port. I don't think he's losing like you think he is. Yeah, there's a lot of deaths. Yeah, there's a lot of equipment being destroyed. But frankly, I think he threw in a lot of his older equipment he wasn't going to use anyway. This is all about draining America of its resources. Let's read on. The announcement would come just 2 weeks after Washington committed a separate $3 billion package and pledged to send Bradley fighting vehicles and other military vehicles suited for combat, like armored personnel carriers, mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, and highly mobile, multi-purpose wheeled vehicles. Ukraine President Zelensky has repeatedly pleaded with allied nations to send them tanks to assist his troops on the front, particularly in the Donbass. Through Abrams M1 tanks are not still expected to be included in the latest package. They announced that armored vehicles, artillery, and additional ammunitions are expected to be among the latest aid Washington will announce. Now, here's the interesting part. Where the hell is NATO? But that's the catch-22. Ukraine is not a NATO country, so you can't directly get involved. But why don't they send equipment and supplies? Why don't they drain their resources in Europe like they're draining ours? Because they always use the United States. We're their bank. And they have all these wonderful social programs in all these European countries while we sit here draining our financial resources to protect what? Protect something they wouldn't protect themselves? Let's read on. Germany this week faced renewed international ire after it suggested it would only deploy tanks to Ukraine if the U.S. did so as well. Oh, I see how it works. You're the richest, strongest country in NATO besides the United States, the biggest one in Europe, and we won't commit any of our money and equipment unless the United States does. What the hell is going on here, folks? What the hell is going on? Here are times where we shouldn't hesitate or shouldn't compare. I think it's ridiculous altogether, frankly. And that last multi-trillion-dollar package and all these billions to Ukraine, it's to drain us financially. Now, that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but the facts speak otherwise. It's about time that the Europeans grew the F up and stopped using us as a piggy bank and a bank to finance all their issues and their problems. It's amazing to me, while we go in more and more and more and more debt, it just piles up over $30 trillion. Yet the European countries say, hey, the United States will pay for it. They're chumps. Well, the American people are getting tired of it. And frankly, I'm surprised this isn't a bigger story than it is, the bleeding of America. Let me know what you think. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.